Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. I think my previous lecture is clear to you. So today we will discuss next part of the chapter. So welcome to my next lecture, grade 10, chapter 2, topic control and coordination. Okay. So today we will discuss feedback mechanism and hormone and all. Let's start. Function and regulation of the hormone. First, feedback mechanism that regulate the action of hormone. Okay, a feedback mechanism stand to accelerate or inhibit a process. Okay, the glucose which is present in blood is broken down to produce energy which is required for the body. If it is present in excess amount in the blood, then it is converted into the glycogen. How does the body know when to convert glucose into glycogen or to break down glycogen into glucose? That is controlled by hormones, and it is a physiological reactions. And how is the timing and quantity of hormone release regulated? Is there any mechanism to control the system? Yes, that is feedback mechanism. The endocrine gland secretes hormones depending on the need of organism. The amount of hormones secreted should be in an accurate amount. The regulation of the quantity of the hormone and the timing of its release are controlled by the feedback mechanism. There are two types of feedback mechanism: positive feedback or negative feedback. Positive feedback, in this mechanism, the response accelerated after the feedback and the effect is further intensified in the same direction. It helps in speeding up the process that occurring in various body systems. It is the opposite of negative feedback. Now, negative feedback, in this mechanism, the information given by the feedback causes a reverse response. It occurs when the body needs to slow down or completely stop a process. So positive feedback basically occur when the original effect of stimulus is enhanced by the output. Okay, this condition become extreme in this mechanism. Example, milk secreted by mother's mammary gland is one of the example of positive feedback mechanism. Negative occurs when the original effect of stimulus is reduced by the output. And negative feedback mechanism normalize the thing when they start becoming too extreme. For example, the thyroid gland is regulated by the negative feedback mechanism. The hormone secreted by the hypothalamus stimulate the pituitary gland to release the thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH. Illustration to understand two types of the mechanism. First is the childbirth. Uterine contraction occur during the onsets of labor pain. These contractions stimulate the release of specific hormone that is called as oxytocin from the pituitary gland, which intensifies the contraction. Then the contraction further stimulate the production of oxytocin, and this cycle stops only after the birth of the baby. This is example of positive feedback. Second is insulin. When you consume a carbohydrate-rich diet, then it is digested into the glucose. The glucose is then absorbed by the blood. This results in the increase of the blood sugar level and leads to the stimulation of the pancreas to secrete insulin. Now, insulin stimulates the target cell to take up the extra glucose from the blood. And this glucose is either used during the respiration or stored as a glycogen. Thus, the level of the glucose in the blood is maintained. Okay, so this is the example of the negative feedback mechanism. Okay, so some interesting facts are there. Do you know that insulin was first extracted from the dog pancreas in 1921 in the University of the Toronto? Human insulin, which is also known as the humulin, is produced by using human genes in the bacterium called E. coli. Now, what are the functions of hormone? First, to regulate the metabolic activity. Second, to regulate the morphogenic activity such as the growth, development, to regulate mental activity, growth, maturations, to control the activity of other endocrine gland, and to maintain the homeostasis. Okay. Now, movement in the plant. Okay. In animals, control and coordination is governed by the nervous system. So however, plants do not have any nervous system. Then how do plants respond to stimuli? Plant responds to stimuli by showing movement. Firstly, what is stimuli? A thing or events that evoke a specific functional reaction in an organ or tissue. Okay. Have you ever seen any movement in the plant? When you touch a sensitive plant such as touch-me-not plant or Mimosa pudica, the plant folds its leaves. When a seed germinates, the roots grow down in the soil and stems grow up. In the first example, by responding to stimuli or the touch, show movement by folding leaves. In the second example, the seed germinate and show directional movement. Okay. The first example, movement is independent of the growth. However, in the second, the movement is dependent on the growth. Thus, plant exhibit both growth dependent and growth independent movement. First is growth independent movement. In the plants, like animals, the information is carried from the cell by electrochemical means. However, there is no specialized tissue for the conduction of information. In fact, plants change their shape by changing the amount of water in them. Okay, this results in the swelling and shrinking. This change of shape that will result in the movement. Okay, touch-me-not plant, or you can say Mimosa pudica, that's showing growth independent movement. Second is the growth dependent movement. In the growth dependent movement, you must have seen plants such as a pea, grapes with tendrils. That movement in this plant occur in the growing stem of the tendrils. When the tendrils come in contact with supporting object, they coil and cling around it. The plants that surround to stimuli slowly by growing in a particular direction. This type of the growth is the directional. This is the growth dependent movement. In the picture you can see stem goes upward and root goes downward. After that you will see nastic movement in the plant. Nastic movement are the movement in the plants that takes place in response to the environment stimulus. One of the feature of nastic movement is that the direction of the movement is independent to the direction of the stimulus. For example, the movement of organs like leaves and petals that are directed by the touch, as in the leaflet of the touch-me-not plant, where in the plant droops when touched from any part or from any side. Okay. Do you know the Venus flytrap is an insectivorous plant in which leaves act as a trap lobes. The movement of these lobes help to trap the insects. Hence, it is an example of complex movement in the plant. So, in the next lecture, we will discuss the rest part of the chapter. Till then, stay at home. Stay safe, be happy, and thank you.